All right, great. Thank you so much for y'all for watching Because We're Family with us. We'll now do a quick Q&A with Angela and Christine. Oh, you're fine. Watch your step. I almost tripped on the way down.
Thank you, thank you. Are we sitting, standing?
More than one microphone. This is like a
We're sitting.
luxury.
Okay, this is nice.
Yeah, so we can pass them around and everything.
Okay, great. Hi.
Give it up, please, for the Because We're Family family. Well, thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. It's just so exciting to see y'all here and to be able to celebrate this wonderful film with you guys. So thank you so much for being a part of Klamath Independent Film Festival.
Of course.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you for having us.
So there are so many things that I adore about this film, particularly just the way that it brings this lightheartedness, this humor, this approachability to such difficult things that we all go through in life with grief and death and managing family relationships after that. So, I mean, do you want to talk maybe a little bit about your personal ties, your stories, things like that at the holidays too, especially?
I mean, I write from a place of experience, and this whole story was based on the fact that my mother passed away unexpectedly in 2014. And Christine, Tyler, and I were in acting class at the same time, and Christine's mom passed away shortly after mine. So we had this like bonding experience over that loss. And we also had this bonding experience over the fact that our families were unique in the sense that there was humor in everything. There's always humor in every moment, even the saddest moment in the world. There's humor. My siblings and I constantly laugh over some of the darkest things in life because that's just how you have to process. So I developed this story, and we took it from the stage to the screen. We went to Samuel French off Broadway. We workshopped the play all over the place. And when we brought it to the screen, we had this really fun experience of meeting Alyssa Rohrenbeck and our entire team in Portland, Tyler Meredith, one of our other producers. And we all kind of looked at life the same way. If it never brought you joy, it can't bring you pain, I think is sort of the idea behind how we deal with this material. And from that team effort just got this film up and where it is now. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, I love that. I always think of, grief is all the unexpressed love that we have for people. And so I love what you just said there about joy and pain and kind of that dynamic. But yeah, I'm so pleased that all of you were able to join. Is there any stories that you want to share from the set or anything like that about coming into your own characters in the movie?
I will toss that to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many. I think the one that we've been laughing about the most in the last week, which it alternates constantly, has been in the Thanksgiving scene. I mean, we were a very small indie film. We had no money. We had no time. There was a whole Thanksgiving scene which had all that food and all that stuff in it, and no one to prepare it except us. And so we didn't have the time to cook the turkey, the appropriate amount of time that it would have taken to cook the turkey to make it look like a cooked turkey. And we literally, our makeup artist came in and we were like, is this even possible? And she's like, yes, I can take it. She airbrushed the turkey to look, a frozen turkey, to look roasted. And that is what you see on screen. And you can't tell, but we could tell.
It's disgusting.
It was disgusting. I mean, we were for several hours filming a roasted turkey that was thawing, but airbrushed on a plate where the juices were just coming out the bottom. Sorry, that's a little graphic, but it's true.
Just think of one of the Kardashians in the extreme heat, just melting.
But it is one of the things we're very proud of because it was just one of those things in the moment where you're like, we need an indie hack now. What are we gonna do?
Absolutely. And it's funny because as I was sitting and watching, and I was like, man, there's no way that turkey could cook in time. Like if they're preparing it with all the other food and stuff, like as we're watching it. But I love kind of all of the foreshadowing, I guess, in the film. There's at one point, I believe Jess is the daughter's name, and she says, "Oh, well, I bet you ate mom too." And then it's just like, well, later on, he'll eat his own mom. So can you drink it, I guess? But can you chat a little bit kind of about different devices that you used, or maybe different Easter eggs throughout the movie?
I don't know that I intentionally planned those writing. One of the fun things about writing is that people will see something in your writing that you never knew was there. So when Jessica says that, it actually never occurred to me as foreshadowing. It's just part of how I wrote that scene. And we had a big battle over that scene because originally I had written that scene was that Jessica actually ate her booger, and Christine was like, absolutely not. I will not let the child eat her booger. So,
I may have been wrong. And maybe she should have done the full nose, like.
and we went,
I'm still in the middle on it, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
we went
thought it turned out
fisticuffs
okay.
over that, and I finally just said, okay, if she's just scratching her side of her nose, maybe we can get away with it. But that's just it. That's one of the many times we went to the mat to make good decisions. And I think when you have that sort of, I think it really benefited us to have differing opinions to get to the best choices when we finally got there. I mean, that it's really critical to disagree on a set as much as it is critical to agree, 100%.
Absolutely. And Mitchell, I love the character of Mitchell, and I think like him becoming kind of part of the family, and he's almost like an unexpected hero, I think, working at the crematorium and then becoming like one of the most loved characters. So can you talk a little bit about your experience on the film?
Oh, I mean, it was strange from minute one. Absolutely. What a gift as an actor to be given a role like that, where you get to dive into this totally bizarre person and, really have some fun with it. And I thought that the scenario, the situation that we created on set was such a one of comfortable, everybody felt this relaxed environment to where we could do whatever we needed to do. And for me, it really like opened up the door to just be weird, which was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I even think you were talking about funny times on set, like that scene in the end where C. Thomas Howell and I are playing with the little what do you call it, the cootie catcher. Yeah, that was kind of a last minute thing that came to be, and then we just got to run with it. And I mean, if you saw we filmed that.
I mean, that was all improv because
Yeah.
that wasn't in this. Like the script had that
Yeah.
same sort of a scene, but written differently in a different way. And it was actually a request of C. Thomas Howell to kind of change it. So we were like, what do we do? Our sound boom operator actually came up with the idea of the cootie catcher.
Yeah.
And then when we gave it to you guys, it just got magical. Yeah.
I mean, and there were so many moments like that. I think that it was a very special team of people that really we all trusted each other. We all knew what we were doing in our own specific departments, and this collaborative effort just happened. That was something that I'm so proud to be a part of, and I'm really thankful that everybody involved for going the extra mile. We all worked our butts off, trust me. And but yeah, in the end, we got some real cool moments. That was it was a lot of fun. It was great.
Absolutely. And I just love to see y'all having fun at our film festival. And I mean, you guys just seem like such a family, for lack of a better word. So I think it's just wonderful that y'all are all here. And I forgot to mention to the audience, we are open for questions. So if anyone did have one, please feel free to come up and ask a question.
Can I just ask one? So I just want to say one thing. We do have one other actor with us here tonight who we would love if everybody would just like give a little round of applause for our young actor, Victor, who's in the audience.
Yay.
You want to
There
stand
he
up,
is.
Victor?
Yeah.
He came all the way down from Portland, and we were just so lucky and feel so grateful to have Victor as a part of our cast. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Victor. We loved your part. Roland, it looked like you had a question.
Yeah. This thing on? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just a location question. I directed my first feature in 2016, and I used that Cameo Motel. that you used.
That's why you were laughing so loud.
Yes.
Because I heard you and I was like, he knows what hotel that is.
It was very nostalgic for me, and I was just curious because my experience was kind of iffy. If that was a good experience, that location. For
No, our experience was kind of iffy too.
me. Okay. I was
There's
wondering-
secrets about the shooting
yeah,
that scene that
is-
we'll never tell.
Yeah,
Okay.
the interior is not the cameo, right?
The interior is not the cameo.
Oh, I know.
So the interior is somewhere else. We only use the exterior of that location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
I mean, there were definitely people walking around that seemed a little suspicious, but it was fine.
We just liked it because it was by the airport.
Yeah.
Location scouting. Thank you, Roland, for your question. So, Christine, Angela, I'm just thrilled to be chatting with two female filmmakers who are here on stage with us. And I don't know, it's a pretty male-dominated industry, filmmaking. And so I just had a question if you had any advice or anything you'd like to say to any maybe other female filmmakers or young females who might be interested in becoming a filmmaker.
You want to say?
Well, I don't know. I have great advice, but I think things are changing out there, and I think just do it. I mean, just follow your dreams, follow your instincts. I'm not sure what I would say other than just be yourself. Raise the money, that helps. Gosh, I don't know. Any words of wisdom, Angela?
I mean,
don't
I
know,
think
like,
100% this world will tell you who you need to be as a woman. And I think I went through a lot of years of my life with people saying, we don't know where to put you. And that was a huge experience I had as an actor. I
As
don't know
an
what,
actress.
you're talented, I don't know what to do with you. And for me, it was like this closed door, always like that female thing was like, it felt like I couldn't find the key to unlock that door. And finally, when I just said, sorry, because we cursed a lot in the film, F it, there is no key to unlock the door. You just have to walk through by not listening to those people, like not letting other people tell you that you need to fit into a box. And my way of not fitting into a box was to write my own box. And Christine was so instrumental in believing in herself and in me together as two forces to say, okay, now we have our own box and we're bringing it to the world. And if they don't want to come into our box, screw it. You know what I mean? So I just think don't limit yourself in your mind. Ever limit yourself in your mind. You can go places.
and yeah, and I think of the for me, I mean, I'm new as a director, so I can't give a lot of advice when it comes to that. But if there were young people in this audience, I would go back to always make sure that you have the money in the bank, basically, like that you work hard so that you have security enough that you can say no. I just say I've had jobs where I couldn't say no and I wanted out so bad and I felt sexually harassed or whatever and I couldn't say no. And finally you get to the point where you're like, I'm not going to put myself in that position anymore. So I'm older now. I don't have to do that as much. But when I was younger, just always save your money so that you can say no. Hopefully things are changing, but the greatest freedom for me was to not have to take a job I didn't want.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
but that's different from what we went through.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing your experience
Yeah.
and being on stage. And I have one final question, which is, have y'all been able to look at eggnog the same way after filming this movie?
We still enjoy it on a regular basis.
I love eggnog. I really like eggnog.
It's kind of, I had never had eggnog before these guys introduced it to me. And it was like in prep of the film. And we actually had it saved as a prop, but we got into it.
We almost brought it tonight. Thought anyone liked some eggnog, but
And I never
Yeah.
had it. So there was one late night of us all sitting on the kitchen floor in the location house, because that's also where these guys were staying, drinking eggnog and sort of talking about the movie,
Yeah.
talking about life. But now to this point, it's kind of become a tradition. Like on the last day we did the sound mix, we brought eggnog and we did a little toast with our sound mixer. And like, it's kind of become a thing.
I can't believe you never had
Without ashes.
Yeah,
You know,
oh,
it's like
yes.
it's better. Yeah. No ashes.
Well,
That was never real.
the Martini Bar might have some eggnog flavored drinks for their seasonal drinks tonight, so we'll see there. But we do have a poster for y'all. We are just so pleased that you guys were able to make it tonight.
Thank you.
So thank you
awesome.
so much. Can we please get one more round of applause for the Because Your
Thank you,
Family
everybody.
family?
Thank you.
So much.
Thanks for being here tonight.
So much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I love this. Thank you, Christine. All right. Thanks for watching. And up next, we have Bride and Zoom for our final feature of the night. So thank you, everybody.